Alright guys, time to dust off this old one, and this is, welcome back to the Paradigm Wars. Now for all the new subscribers on here, if you're wondering what the Paradigm Wars are, the Paradigm Wars were basically a series that I had done as a joke initially. Basically what they were was, like, one day I was doing a live stream, and what had happened was that I had the pop wall behind me in before I moved, and someone said it looks like a video game character selection, and it just kind of snowballs into this idea involving this race called the Paradigm, who were these race of godlike beings who had no concept of good or evil. So they built like a battle world kind of land and basically were like, okay, so we're going to put you guys together, and whoever comes out on top, we will follow either the good or evil. And that story ended. That story is over. The Paradigm could not decide what if good or evil was the right way or the wrong way, and basically what occurred was that they returned everyone and everything is fine. So this is kind of the sequel to it. Like, this is the sequel to that story. And in this story, we have a new... It's not the Paradigm anymore. The Paradigm have long since gone. And there's now, like, a new, like, guy in charge. And the new guy, the new, like, force behind this kind of, this new battle world and whatnot is Infinite Ultron from... Marvel What If. So Ultron, this version of the What If Ultron, using the power of the Infinity Gems, gazes out into the multiverse and sees like just utter chaos, and he sees like total and utter chaos all around him. And what he decides to do is tear the very multiverse asunder and rebuild it into one world. Like, he kind of does what happens in the 2015 Secret Wars, where they essentially, like, Doctor Doom rebuilt the multiverse after it collapsed into like one little battle world. And in here, in this version of Battle World, Ultron just reigns supreme in this universe. And in here, he's basically like, he's just like, yeah, I'm God. I'm 100%. Ultron is like, I'm God. I will be king here, and I will rule over this universe. However, all the multiverse, however, is not okay with the people of the multiverse. Are really not okay with being subjugated into one world. So now there's like a rebellion of all the heroes getting together throughout Battle World and uniting to stop Ultron. However, a lot of villains have thrown in with Ultron, and several Battle Worlds now have like controlled zones, and I guess you could call them bosses. Some of them not controlled by Ultron, or just things they would come across, but yeah, for the most part, there are a lot of like battle zones and other villains who are like uniting with Ultron, leading them as their the Infinity, as he's called, the Infinity King. So yeah, so all of these characters, if you're wondering, are all based off of pops I have on my wall, which, as you can tell, is quite a lot. So yeah, so it's all characters from the pop wall. That was the other part of the gag, was that it was all like a video game of a pop wall. So I guess you could say, like, in this new version, you could say that Ultron is like the Shao Kahn of this story. He's very much like the Shao Kahn of this game, of this quote-unquote game. And he's like, and much like your typical Shao Kahn in MK9, he would make you rage quit playing against him. He would straight up make you want to rage quit battling Infinite Ultron, or Galactus in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or Apocalypse in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah, it would be... if I was to make this an actual game, if I could make this an actual game, yeah, Infinite Ultron would literally be, or King Ultron would be a rage quitter. Like, this would be a boss fight you'd want to rage quit against. Not only that, going by the ideas of a video game, in here, some of the areas are controlled, and the game would actually take on a different form, where when you encounter bosses, it becomes more like a third person, like you can move around. It's not like a side-scroll fight game. Yeah, it's basically like a fighting game, like your Street Fighters and Mortal Kombats, and Injustice. But when it goes into these boss fights, it becomes something different. Like, it becomes like kind of like a God of War kind of like boss fight, and something of that nature. So for bosses in my pop collection, I determined it would be the Therizinosaurus, the T-Rex, the Giganotosaurus, all from Jurassic Park and World, Chernobog from Fantasia, Cthulhu, just to name a few. I know I'm probably like, there's a few others, but they're all like characters you would see as like giant. Oh yeah, Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, those would all be bosses too. Shockwave as well, those would all be bosses. And yeah, the other thing is that the heroes, the heroic characters would also have to deal with other versions of themselves. Like, there's Marvel Universe characters meeting MCU versions of themselves. There's also, like, DC Universe characters meeting the movie version. Stuff like that. And there's all of that. There's also, like, a version of Vegeta who is, at this point, this is under Majin Vegeta, so he's evil. Same with, there's a Season 3 Zuko who's good, and there's still Season 1 Zuko who's with the villains. So, kind of, like, yeah, there's two different timelines in here. So it would be a lot of fun. Like, yeah. It was just a fun idea I kind of had, because I was like, you know what? I've gotten so many new pops. Wouldn't it be fun to bring back the Paradigm Wars and kind of gauge if people would still have interest in it and maybe build on it throughout ever so often? Anyway, so yeah, just thought I'd kind of dust this off and be like, yeah, let's have a little fun here. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this new version of the Paradigm Wars? Do you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. Got some new stuff up there now. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.